Hey guys, Edward Beck here, Godspeed Investors. I'm happy to welcome you to today's webinar. This is the first webinar I've ever done, so you're going to have to, I guess, give me a little leeway, but we're going to work our way through it, make some mistakes, but you know what? You're going to have some great information at the end of the day. You're going to love it. So first off, let me introduce myself. I'm a 14-year veteran in real estate, full-time. I didn't do anything else. I didn't sell insurance. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not doing this part-time. I've done it full-time for 14 years. Lived through the last collapse of 07, 08 and survived to tell the tale. I can show you the scars on my back. A second generation investor. My pops is in the same business. I have a sense memory of me as a kid working with my dad in the middle of the night kicking over other people's mandate signs. So, but that's not what we do anymore. So we don't kick over our competitor signs. So if I see you guys out there, don't kick over my signs. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to relearn the business after the collapse. And that's kind of why I created this program. For a number of different reasons, but one of the main reasons why is because there's a lot of fluff out there. And today you're not going to get any fluff. It's going to be straight from me to you. I still close deals today, and I'm not saying I close deals through a bird dog or through somebody else bringing me a deal. I personally go, sign contracts, talk to sellers, answer calls from motivated sellers, and I do it today. Like today I went to an appointment, and you need to learn from somebody that's doing it today, not somebody that did it 5-6 years ago and was successful then. How is it going to work today? You know, where the bandit signs you put out get 10% of the calls they used to get from 2007. You know, those are real problems. Those are some of the things that we're going to go over today. Also, I'm a best-selling author. You might have noticed probably through my Facebook campaign that we have a book out. It's Get Rich But Not Quick, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly of Real Estate Investing. It's not talking about me getting rich. It's more talking about the misconception about the industry. This industry is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not about easy money. If you want to get rich quick, you know, go buy the Wolf of Wall Street book and find out how to invest in stocks. Okay, real estate is slow. It's a long-term. It's a long-term play. Okay, you can make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I like money, but don't get it twisted. This business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you're here to get rich quick, and you want easy, fast money, and you want me to give you some, you know, pixie dust, you know, I am not Tinkerbell, okay? I'm not Peter Pan. You can't fly, okay? There's amazing techniques and tools that I'm going to share with you guys today that will help you to be successful in the industry, but know this, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not going to be super easy. It's not going to be a whip and a snap and tomorrow you're making a bunch of money. No. One thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to help to minimize the loss once you get a lead and then take it to closing. What's that process, right? What are you maximizing on your leads? And that's what my skill is. Maximizing on the leads once it comes in. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about today is once that lead comes in and you have somebody that says, yes, help me, how do you maximize on that? And I'm going to show you, once you get that lead, increasing your closing ratio by 200%. So let's get into it. All right, so a little bit about my story. I was in real estate working for my pops 3-4 years before the collapse. And I was working for him. We changed the business model from a rehab and retail to a wholesaling business, which wasn't even a catchphrase back in that time. We were like the redheaded stepchild. What are you talking about? You're going to sign a contract. Nobody even knew that existed. Now it's everywhere. Everybody's trying to do assignments. Wholesaling. So we started a wholesaling business. Prior to the collapse, we were doing 10 to 15 deals a month consistently, through bandit signs, door hangers, and knocking on doors. That's kind of how I cut our teeth. And I had a dream, you know, I was there. I was living big. I had 3 cars, huge house, in my 20s, just, you know, making money like coming out of my ears. And I thought it was never going to end. And I just asked my wife to marry me. You know, we were dating for a couple years. She said yes, thank God. You know, she could have said no. Probably should have said no. And we were paying for our wedding, and boom, the collapse happened. You know, the market fell out. And, you know, we didn't know what to do. I remember one day we were at my office, and we were walking downstairs, you know, going to the car, and we noticed we were going to go, we had a night plan. We were going to go out to eat. And, you know, we're like about to be newlyweds. We were, what do they call it? What do you call it? Engaged. We were engaged, you know, in fiance, you know. Hey, fiance, you know, you say that to each other. And we're walking outside, and I'm Mr. Real Estate Investor, big house, 3 cars, you know, lots of money, whatever. We walk outside, and my car's gone. And I'm like, where's my car? I call my bank, and they're closed because it was already nighttime. So I call the police. The police look it up, and they're like, "Oh no, sir, your car was repossessed." So I guess the tow company tells the police when they're going to repossess somebody's car, because it's a common problem, I guess. Is somebody stole my car? No, sir, you didn't make your payment. So I was 2 payments behind on my car, and they repossessed it. And because I hadn't made any money in 6 to 8 months, because nobody was buying any investment deals. We didn't buy for cash flow. We bought just to wholesale, right? We were just taking deals and wholesaling them, making cash. We had like 15 employees. And we were paying the employees before we were paying ourselves. And every month I just got further and further behind. And I was paying for a wedding, and I paid for it all cash. And eventually I had to sell my house, right, that I had bought. Actually, I proposed to my wife in this house. I literally bought it, took her down there. I was like, hey, I want to show you this house. And we bought some Pizza Hut pizza, right? It's very romantic. They had that rigatoni Alfredo chicken. It was pretty good. It was like in a little tray. And we took it there, and I had like bottle of wine. And I was like, hey, well, let's just eat here at this house. So I went and walked her in there, like put out a blanket, right? And we were eating the chicken and whatever, and then I proposed to her inside of this house, right? I had moved in before the wedding took place, but I had to sell that house. And you know what? When I walked out there and there was no car there, and my image of who I was to my fiance, right? Fiance, who's madly in love with me at the time, you know, and forever she looked at me different. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of real estate investor loses his cars, right? And through the next couple of years, it was pretty tough. My dad lost his business, and I ended up going out on my own. And the marketing wasn't working anymore. The signs were not working as much anymore. You had to get better margin for your deals than you did before the end of the collapse, because the market was hot, right? But you know what? I never gave up on my dream. I had a couple job opportunities. People say, hey, come work here, come do this. And you know what? For some reason, I just felt like I wanted to get to this next level, to have cash flowing assets that pay for my income. You know, to quote, you know, Kiyosaki, to get out of the rat race, so to speak. So now life today is great. You know, I live in a huge freaking house on, you know, almost an acre of land. Got pools, jacuzzis. Not that I'm a flashy guy. I really am not. Like, I'd rather wear t-shirts and tennis shoes every day. But I have the life